Good afternoon. Teacher Penny's here. And how's everybody doing? Today I want to share with you about how to grieve, the people that we know, like your family that you lost, and how you can cope yourself, how you can just move on. So I'm going to share my experience first, and then I'm going to move on to the how to help, my suggestion, and hopefully it helps somebody here. So, well, let me tell you about me a little bit. So, my name is Penny Meyer, and I have been teaching the children 0 to 5 from 2003 until COVID-19. So, today let's talk about my experience first. Okay, so what happened was I lost my mother in back in 1988, and I lost one of my brother back in when I was 16 years old. So and I never let them go. Basically, I never let those two of my loved ones go, which is my mom and my brother. So they're both so close to me, and I did everything with them a lot, and it was so hard for me to let them go. And as far as Buddhist religious thing, that we tend to hold on their soul and their memories, to us so much, and then would not let go for as long as we could. Some people just couldn't let go like I did. I couldn't let go my mom. I couldn't let go my brothers. I felt like they're always there, stay next to me. They're always there with me. And every time when I was down or something, I always called their names and have them stay with me to cope me, because sometimes when I live by myself, when I was down when I was so like tense, with my life, that time of things happening to my life when I was much younger, when I was in 16, when I was in 24, when I lost my mother. It was really hard for me. Now I'm 56. So how did I get over about having them, calling their names and having them like be near me, and having them like wherever I want them to be, and I want them there for me, which is even this soul or something. I really want them to be there to help me. So the things about that, one day back in 1992, I met, well, actually, I worked with a friend who's actually became a, how to call it, she ordained to be a pastor later on, and before she ordained, but the thing is, she studied about family therapy, how do you call that, at the church. She's like she's good at like giving advices in the family. She's more like a family therapist to me, but she worked at the church. So she like a minister, for the family. And her words hit me. But then I have another, one of my friend that I knew, also was there for me too. And later on, he became a pastor, which is incredible. But that time he was Buddhist, But the thing is, there's some logic about it, that how I got over. But let me tell you about it. One reason I kept my brother, who is older than me, 3 years older than me, he passed away with car accident, and he was 19, I was 16. We were so close. Everywhere we went, I mean, everywhere I went at school or anywhere, I always have him, and how close we were. We just like, it was so close. He always protected me. He always there for me. When I needed help with someone bully at me, and then he would protect me. He's like one of the big boy that in the school that nobody liked, but actually he was good boy, and he was just protecting me basically. And a lot of kids loved him so much, And so my mom is always there with me, even though she beat me up a lot. But she was always there for me. My mom was always only one person in my family that was so close, And when my mom passed away, of course, became my dad. So here's the thing. So every time I was down, right? Of course, I called my mother. I pray and I want my mother to be there. So how did my friend tell me? How did I stop? How did I stop having my mom, coming to me? How did I stop calling my mom and my brother to show up and be there for me when I needed them? I kept asking the soul to come over all the time. So how did I get over? So pastor, this pastor, a friend of mine that I used to work with, she said, do you know, Christian, they usually let go the body of the person who passed away because the soul borrow the body of the person just to be there, to be alive. But really, it's about the soul. When the soul is gone, that body is mean nothing. The body will just go being buried or being cremated. So it's really the soul, it's gone. So it's like a material, Is it material is so important to you? When you die, that material mean nothing to you. So she gave me example, She said, in the religious, no matter what religious it is, you need to pay attention to. You need to, like, how do you call that? Respect the leader of the religious, which is either God, Jesus, or whoever you believe in, Buddha, or this God, this Buddha, this one, this Buddha, that one. Those are the ones that you should be praying for and ask to help to heal your feelings when you're down. So you could pray to God or you could pray to Buddha. That's why they're there. They're the one who start religious, and they're the one that you should depend on. Basically, that's all about dependable. I depended on my mom's soul. I depended on my brother's soul. So I never let them go. So my mom, she passed away in 1988. That was 1992. I let her go was because it's a logic that I realized that the soul need to have a peace of mind. Why do we bring my mom here? That's what my friend told me. You should never bother the soul of your mother. You should never bother the soul of your brothers to come here right there for you. You can keep the good memory yet. Memory is okay. But the thing of having not to let go when you're like down with something, you're calling your mom, you're calling your brothers to come here. But they're gone. Their body is disappeared. Their body is under the ground. Their body is being burned, being cremated. So there's no need to bring them back. There's no need to bring their soul back because you torture them. Think of this way, I didn't realize that I tortured those souls to come back to me. I tortured my brother and my mom's soul to come back to me. And I didn't depend on God or I didn't depend on Buddha to guide me, to help me, to heal my feelings that I was so down. Because there are the religious that I should trust them. I should trust the God. I should trust Buddha. I should trust this Buddha, that Buddha. I should trust all those religious Buddha. I should go to temple and pray and meditate and calm my feelings, But the thing is, I was not really Thai Buddhist, so I was not that Christian yet back then. But I listened to logic that makes sense, that really the soul of my family, the soul of my people that I loved very much, I should free them. Really, I should just free them. I should never let them stay with me all those years. I felt so bad. And then I realized is one reason that one of the pastor, my friend, he said that the reason that you did not let go those soul because you're selfish. You're selfish was because you still want to depend on that person because you're so lonely. You're so lonely. You're so sad about what you have right now. And you believe that because when they were alive, you depend on them a lot. But now they're gone. Who would you depend on? There's only way you could depend on religious. Depend on God, Buddha, or Jesus, whoever you believe in, as in religious, you know. So I was selfish. I didn't let go my mother. I was selfish that I didn't let go my brother. I kept their soul in me all the time. Always kept them in me. And I realized how selfish I was. That I was selfish that I didn't have a chance to take care of them, you know. And my mom was so young. My mom was only 63. I let her go. You know, I didn't take good care of my mother financially and everything. I was not succeed in my marriage, and I should take care of her until she died, which I did. She died I was there, you know, and I took care of her until she died. I took care of her for the last 2 weeks until she passed away. You know, she got cancer, she passed away. But so I hope this message could help you to let go. So some people didn't let go was because, like I said, number one, because you were so close to that person, you used to the person so much, and you missed the person so much. But it was just the person, it's just the body that you missed. So you use their soul to come back, to heal, to help you heal for something. You could use God or Jesus or Buddha to heal you. You depend on the soul of people who pass away already, who need to go to heaven, or who need to have a peaceful soul and gone. I held on to that soul too long. And that was selfish of me. I did that. And also, number two, that because I didn't really took good care of my brother, took good care of my my mom. So that's about it. And also, one other thing, if you knew you have argued or disagreement with that person that about to die, before the person die, maybe you should think about it. Maybe you should realize that or you should have done something to make things better, to have some mercy, you know that, right? To kind of stop conflicts, change the subject, and talk kind to each other, and be kind to each other before that person's gone, because you never knew when that person will be gone, and you might regret it for the rest of your life, and that will cause you depression, partially. And like my sister, I have argued with her all the time. It's always about money, mostly, which, and then when I went to the hospital before she passed away, I gave her a massage, of course, and I burst out. I cried and I told her how jealous I was that she always married a rich man. She always married a handsome man. She's always have someone to depend on financially, and but the thing is, was she happy? No, she wasn't really a happy person, really. And she had problem with her family, with her children. But the thing is, I was always angry with her because she cared about money more than anything else, and that's the reason I did not like about talking to her. So then, all the jealous, my mom always tell my mom and dad always said how grateful my sister was. She's always beautiful, and I was always ugly in the house. So I went there to the hospital and I asked her for mercy. I helped her and I talked to her. I was tear and I let it out how angry I was with her, that I was how jealous I was with her. I was very, very jealous, about her having all great, wonderful life. But I realized at the end she wasn't really happy. You know, she had cancer. See, sometimes you never knew that people pass away. You never knew that they couldn't bring the money with them or whatever. But the thing is, whatever you had issue with that person that you grew up with or you live with or you marry with, have some mercy, and understood what the person did, what they did, and talk kindly to each other. So like I didn't like a lot of things with my cousin, my family, my siblings or my nieces and nephew. But you know what? I try to have some mercy with them, but if they're not. But at least, I let it out. So maybe this is the time for me to let it out. Whoever I did hurt the feelings or whatever, hopefully you forgive me someday. I know I try my best to be good person, and I might not be good person to this. I misunderstood a lot of things. I have conflicts way back childhood until now. Whoever I did that with, even friends, I always believe in having some mercy. So this is why, you know it is so important to let go that soul, whoever passed away, but always let go your feelings before that soul gone. When the soul is still in the body, have some mercy with that person. Even your dad, your mom, whoever you have some mercy with, whatever your dad or your mom did to you, have some mercy. Just say it. It doesn't hurt to say it, even though the person's still negative. Say it and walk away. Remember, express your feeling and walk away. Walk away. At least you let go that mercy. You let go the pressure that you had. And I was so glad I let go. And believe it or not, I saw a ghost. My sister showed up next day morning around close to 6 o'clock. I saw her in the bedroom. I was there. I saw her soul. I saw her. And then a few minutes later, my nephew called. And I was glad that I did it the day before she passed away, next day, which is next day. I was so glad I did it. I had some mercy with her. I asked for mercy. And I did it. And I saw the relief. And I knew why she did what she did. And expressing is so important. So I saw some people didn't let go, still post it in the Facebook or this and that. But it's okay to do it. But if you're not let go, like my friends who pastor, two of them, they said I was very selfish, that I didn't let my mom souls and my brother's souls go. I was very, very selfish. But they have a good memory. Once in a while I talk about good memory when we have such a good memory with my brother. So hopefully, I could help you, or I don't mean to put you down. Whoever listened, whoever had family members gone, or your mom, your dad, your uncle, your grandparents, or your sibling, your cousins. So pray to God, pray for forgiveness that you didn't do that, kind thing to that person. Forgiveness, whatever that was. Forgiveness, maybe I was, like me, I asked for my mom, my brother forgiveness for not letting this soul go. I was very, very selfish. And I realized it, that I should depend on God. I should depend on Jesus. I should depend on Buddha. I should have. Well, of course, now I'm Christian now because I was called to be Christian because I didn't believe in Thai Buddha before because I was in so many religions back then when I was a child because my parents believed in Japanese Buddhists, Chinese Buddhists. You know, we changed so much until at the end of their lifetime before they pass away, they believe in God and Jesus. So I guess I was called a few years ago, which is back in 2013. So I mean, I'm not 100%, but I love history of Christian and Catholic and other thing. I love Christian history basically, and that's the reason I'm curious about it. And I realize now that I need some English, you know, um, I need some English religious. So it was hard for me to read Thai and understand Thai because I left the country for so long, and my English is faster than Thai. If you notice, this is why I speak both Thai and English. But my English, I could really think about English at all. It's all can't come out. But now I go back to Thai. It was so hard. But anyway, I thank you for listening. Whoever listened and view my um, episode today. So I appreciate that. And please be safe and be kind to others and be kind to yourself and don't push yourself down so much. There's nothing wrong having a good memory, but sometimes we have to let go the soul of that person. It was hard. Some people might let go already. I let go my dad. I didn't cry at all because I understood that my dad's soul need a peace of mind. So I cry only on the day that on the funeral day. I talk and I cry all the time when I talk about my dad, and actually it was a good speech, and I thankful that a lot of people telling me that how wonderful I gave the speech about my dad, and I really loved my dad because also please learn the history about the person before he or she passed away, because a lot of history in the family and about history about that person, how the person became from the childhood until the person passed away. It was so important. So thank you for listening, and be safe, please, everybody. And hopefully next time I can give you a better subject, to help whoever. Thank you so much for listening. It's 20 minutes already. Bye. Have a nice day.